which doesn't just turn him into the necromancer, it turns him into the Shadow Monarch, which was obviously the system's whole reason of bringing him there. It was obviously the thing that he was destined to be since he stepped into that castle. He just didn't know it. Holy shit. What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to Spenmo Rack Speaks. Appreciate you all tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. It means more than you know. It helps me with the algorithm, getting my stuff out there and all of that. But holy shit. What a season finale. Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling Season 1 has come to an end. The final episode being justly titled Arise, because we saw what we've been waiting for. We saw that final arise. We saw our boy son Jin Woo become the Shadow Monarch. So it starts off where episode 11 ended, with him fighting the knights for his character change quest. They give this system gives him a character change quest. He has to keep fighting these knights, or these waves and waves of knights, to get that character change. And honestly, he's getting his ass whooped. He's getting his ass whooped. He just beat Egress barely, and now he has all of these waves of different knights, wizards, giants, hammer knights, anything you can think of coming at him and trying to kill him. This is not working out for the boy too well. He's getting tossed around, he's getting his ass whooped, and he's getting made look pretty stupid, honestly. But right as he is about to die, right as his fatigue is reaching its max, he kind of has a self-actualization moment. And in my eyes, this was him talking to the Shadow Monarch, because he goes inside his thoughts and he sees an image of his past self before he had his glow up, before he was doing his crunches and his push-ups and getting swole all day. It's little pussy-ass Sung Jin Woo. And he comes in there and says, damn, bro, you're about to die again? Like, what are you doing? You were an E-rank hunter. You were the weakest weakling on the planet. And you come in here, this dangerous-ass place? You should have played it safe, buddy. Like, you fucked up. And he starts to realize what this guy is saying is true, what this premonition of his past self is saying is true. And he's like, damn, he's right. I am about to die. I shouldn't have done this. It's just like it was that first time. And flashback to the first episode when the statues were kicking everybody's ass. He thinks about right when he was about to die in that scenario, and he sees the giant statue coming down with the final sword that would have cut him in half, and he blacked out. And so in his mind, he's like, wait, what happened after that? And then snap back to reality, no Eminem, whoop, there goes gravity. He's getting his ass whooped by these knights again. They're sending him flying. Right as he's about to take the death blow, his daily quest timer runs out. And if you don't remember, he has to do the daily quests where it's the push-ups and the running and the sit-ups. And if he doesn't do all of those every day, he incurs a penalty where it puts him in a desert with a bunch of giant fucking centipedes. And so that saved his life, because the daily quest timer runs out and he gets teleported out of that dungeon into that desert. And even the premonition of his past self, who I think is a vision of the Shadow Monarch, personally, is like, oh, the system doesn't want you to die yet. So there's somebody out there pulling for Jin Woo, because this is more than luck. Even though he says, oh, maybe luck is a good skill to have, because it happened in just the nick of time and sent him into this desert where he's fighting the centipedes. He goes to the desert, drinks a bunch of potions, clears up his stamina, gets back to regular stamina. Ends up fighting the centipedes instead of just running from them this time, because this is the first time he was back in that area since he first got these powers. And when he first got the powers, he was nowhere near strong enough to fight these centipedes, so he just ran from them for 4 hours. But now he can fight them. So he kicks the shit out of them and levels up a bunch. And just like in most video games, when you level up, you get full health and full MP and all that good stuff. So he's back to full health, full stamina, full magic, and he does two more things before going back to fight the knights. The one thing he does is buys another dagger on the store. And the dagger he buys is called Night Slayer. And what that does, it gives a 25% attack boost to armored enemies. So yeah, when he's fighting all of these knights in suits of armor, that would probably be a good thing to have. And the other thing he does is he uses the rune stone from his fight with Egress. So after he beat Egress, he got a runestone. And that runestone is called Ruler's Hand. And it's basically the Force. Like, you just get, we saw it in the fight with Egress, where Egress, and his sword comes flying and he catches it, and that's what he gets. It allows him to grab items or enemies without actually touching them. It's basically the Force. And so he uses those things, wraps up his arm, and then goes back because the timer in the desert, where he has to stay there for 4 hours, runs out. So it teleports him back into the room he was just in with all the knights. But now he leveled up a couple times. Now he's got the new dagger that will help him against armored enemies. And he's got the new power of Ruler's Hand. So obviously he makes quick work of all of these enemies. He realizes that it's not the knights he needs to be fighting. It's the summoners that are summoning all of these knights. Fights all of them. Beats all of them. Levels up. Beats the quest. And the quest tells him to change it to a necromancer. That is what it gives him. It breaks down an entire reasoning of why it picked the class for him, because he goes on his own. Everywhere he goes, the angel of death follows. He is led, or he was destined to lead a shadow army. And so it's basically the system, again, showing Jin Woo, listen, we got bigger plans for you, buddy. This is what you're about to do. So he accepts the quest begrudgingly. He accepts the class change begrudgingly, because he even says, like, necromancer, that's like a wizard. I don't have any points into intelligence or anything, so it might be a waste. I got an assassin build. But he turns into a necromancer, and because he finished the quest with so many different levels, like his health was full, he killed all the enemies, a bunch of other things, he gets an extra quest, or an extra reward, which doesn't just turn him into the necromancer. It turns him into the Shadow Monarch, which was obviously the system's whole reason of bringing him there. It was obviously the thing that he was destined to be since he stepped into that castle. He just didn't know it. He gets his iconic skills, Shadow Extraction and Shadow Exchange, which is basically raising ghosts to fight along with you of the people that you've killed. And he titles them the famous, the iconic, the name of the episode, Arise. We see him use it, get all of the knights that he just fought as a part of his team, but he can only keep a certain amount, so he kills half of them because he's looking for big dog Egress. So let me get homie on my side. Tries it twice, it doesn't work, fails both times. Then he starts talking game to him. He's like, listen, Egress, you can be a bitch and sit here and wait on your master who obviously abandoned you, or you're going to roll with a real one. You're going to roll with the man. And at that point, Egress is like, damn, he's right. I'm trying to fight. I'm not trying to sit in this empty-ass throne room waiting for dad to come back with some milk. So Egress works on the third Shadow Extraction. So he gets Egress on his side. He gets all of the guys on his side. And he is ready to go full Shadow Monarch mode. Before I break down why that was so cool, you get a little teaser after the end of the credits with Cha Hae-in and Choi Jong-in starting their advancement on the Jeju Island raid again with the ants, and they're like, oh shit, these ants are evolving. This shouldn't happen. Monsters don't evolve like this. Because you see one of the ants they killed has wings now, and flashback to earlier in the series when they're doing the raid the first time, it's just regular ants. So they're like, oh, this isn't good. But what is good is that we got the Shadow Monarch. We got it. And that's how they end season 1 with Arise. It's a perfect way to end the season because season 1 shows you what Jin Woo was, what he's coming from, the things that he needs to do to get to where he's at, the grinding, the leveling, the solo leveling, with a little help from my friends. Not his friends, from the system. That's always looking out for him. To get to the strength that he needs to be to make a difference. To get to the strength that he needs to be to quench his insatiable lust for power. And this is just an amazing, amazing cliffhanger of what we're going to see in season 2 when the Shadow Monarch is ready to roll. Solo leveling season 1 was amazing. I'm really excited for season 2 and it can't get here any faster. Appreciate you all for tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. This is Spemo React Speaks. Catch you guys later. Peace.